Okay, hi. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to cover this job sheet on computing summary statistics, right? So we will be using Microsoft Excel, yeah? Okay, we're using Microsoft Excel to compute a few form of summary statistics that are shown here, okay? So we will be computing the sum of a set of numbers, average of a set of numbers, the minimum of a set of numbers, the maximum of a set of numbers, the standard deviation of a set of numbers, counting the numbers, the total amount of numbers, and counting if the number meets a certain criteria. Okay, so these are certain summary statistics that we can use to easily try and understand the long list of numbers. So if let's say we have a file with millions of data points, yeah, and each of them is a value that is running from 10, 20, 100, 1000, yeah. So some of the easiest ways to look at those numbers and understand them is to compute these forms of summary statistics so that they summarize the set of numbers. Looking at 1 million numbers might be difficult, but if we look at a summary, we would understand the data much better. Okay. So in order to do this job sheet, you should have gone to this web address and then downloaded the data set. So I'm going to go to this web address. Okay, so we are right now at the web address. So I will paste this address and then go to this web address. So we have the data set here for the sale of water. It is offered in the CSV format here. Yeah, it's written quite small. We can actually, can I make it bigger? Yeah. Yeah, CSV format. Yeah. Okay, so we can download the data set by clicking download. Yeah. Okay. Now, in order to understand the columns in the data set, usually there is a summary that is offered below in data.gov.sg. So we know that these are the columns that are offered. So the first column is the year. The second column is called the type. And the third column is the value. Now, I just want to pay attention. We are talking about this value is in million cubic meters, yeah, per year. So this is the measurement unit, yeah, unit of measure. So whenever we get a data or a number is usually doesn't make sense unless it has a unit or something that describes it, yeah. So in this case, the numbers that we are working with are a million cubic meters, okay. So this is the number that we are working with. Now, we will download this dataset. I'll leave the downloading to you. So I have the downloaded dataset here. I'm opening it up. So as we can see, there are three columns here. There's the level, there's the year, there is the level, and there is the value. Yeah. So we have three columns here, which is the year. So throughout the years of 2011 till 2018, so we can see all these data sets here. Now, when it comes to the level, we can see the types of water that is actually sold. So generally speaking, in Singapore, there's three types of water that is being sold: potable water, new water, and industrial water. Yeah. So over the years, we can see this repeating. Yeah. In 2011, we had these three categories of water sold. In 2012, we had these three categories. In 2013, we had these three categories. In 2014, we had these three categories, and so on. Yeah. So for each of these categories, what is the cubic meter or millions of cubic meters? Yeah, this value 478 is 478 million cubic meters, yeah, per year. So that's how they are supposed to read this value. The number of zeros are omitted since everything is in millions here, yeah. The value is 478 million cubic meters, right? So that's what we saw earlier. Okay, but for the sake of simplicity and analysis, we're just going to look at it at 478, 102, and 23. So generally speaking, we can already see a certain pattern here in this set of numbers, even without doing any summary. We can see that potable water is the biggest source of sale in Singapore. New water is the second biggest, and industrial water is the third. Yeah, we can see this pattern repeat year after year. Yeah. So yep, you can see these patterns repeat, and over the years we can see that the consumption is slightly increasing, right? Yeah, and over the years we can also see these numbers. New water is increasing. Now, trying to understand this data just by looking at it using our eyes is a bit painful, right? So that's why we have data visualization. But even before we go on to data visualization, we need to be able to summarize these numbers, yeah, to just to have a rough feel. Okay, like for example, what is the total amount of water that has been sold from 2011 to 2018, right? What's the ending year? Yeah, that is one question we can ask. What is the total amount of water that has been sold in Singapore? So we can easily do that using the sum function. Yeah. So I'm going to this cell here. Yeah. Okay. Let me not skip. Yeah. So we have this column here and we have this row here. Yeah. So I'm going to this cell E2. Yeah. Inside cell E2, I would like to compute the sum of all the water. Yeah. That's the question I'm asking myself. Yeah. I'll write down the question here. Okay. Just for simplicity's sake. I'll make this column longer, and then what is the total amount water sold from 2011 to 2018. Yeah. So in order to answer this question, what is the total amount of water sold from 2011 to 2018? We can easily do a sum function. Now, sum is a summary statistic. It tells us the summary of the sum of all these values. Now, in order to write the sum, use the sum formula, we will always need to start it off with a equal sign, yeah? Okay, followed by the formula itself. Now you see, as I'm typing, Excel actually prompts me with what is offered by Excel. So there are many variations of sum, some ifs, yeah, based on conditions, but we're just going to use sum, yeah? We're going to sum up all the numbers. Now, how does sum work? You'll open the parentheses here. Yeah, this is a parenthesis. And then what we need to do is to pass in the values that we want to sum. We could do this. We could select this number, comma, this number, comma, this number, comma, this number, comma, and so on. Yeah, this is going to take us quite a while. All right. So this is one way where we select individual numbers to sum. Yeah. For example, you see, I just summed the first 4 numbers and I got this. The sum of C2, sum of C3, sum of C4, and sum of C5. Yeah, I summed the individual rows, individual cells here, sorry. Yeah. But if let's say instead of taking the individual values, I did this. Yeah, let's say instead of taking the individual values, I did this. Yeah. I want to find out the sum of the entire column. Yeah. So I can select this. I can close the parentheses. What this does is that it sums my entire column here. All right. The column C. Yeah. This is column C. Yeah. So it starts at column C and it ends at column C. And this colon is a range here. So a range of the entire column C. And when we hit enter, it gives us a sum of all the amount of water that has been sold over the years. So this is the answer for this. Okay. So this is how we use the sum function in Excel.